Wait just a minute. Hold on. What? Hey! Hey! Kaylor! Are you kidding me? The Spark! I just went live! Yo, Kaylor just hit me with a raid of 10 people! Thank you so much! Come on now! I'm trying to, like, get used to this whole streaming thing, you know? Game's freaking out, everything's freaking out. Welcome in, everyone! Stormageddon, thank you so much for being here. Pertino Bodycooler, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. And Stormageddon with the 2 gifted subs. And 8 Sage just resubscribed with their Prime sub now for 6 months. And you gotta go feed the kills. Don't you come in here with that nonsense. What am I supposed to do? Huh? I'm trying to figure out how to do this thing. Welcome in. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. The reason why I didn't go live earlier is because I was finishing video editing. So I do have a video that is scheduled to publish on YouTube on the main channel at 5 p.m. It is part 1 of my Fontaine journey. This part you didn't get to see. This was a recording. So I wanted to make sure that I had that out there. And I just kicked off the export for yesterday's or the last stream for Fontaine. So once that export finishes, I will then release that, and then, you know, Fontaine will be up to date at least. So thank you so much for being here. Sandy said that's our favorite cult. For legal reasons, we're not a cult, okay? So so we're starting off with Genshin and just seeing where we're at. You know, what we may switch to other things, but we do have a special sponsorship opportunity right now, and I'm at 32 bucks. Y'all have helped me make $32 right now currently. So like if I just ended the campaign for Genshin, we got one person. I think it says, well, what's it? It says one person or, hold on. Let me do a projector. All right, so we got 2 new players. One has reached Adventure Rank 6, thank you so much, and did the glide quest. So I am very grateful. Thank you. Seriously, every one of you matters. Anyone new that signs up, click the Genshin link. And Jessica, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Chips, that's what I'm talking about. Me and Morning Rando went extra long. You were live as I finished, so Raid Wizard is yes. Don't you come in here with that. Chat, listen. 8 Sage has been one of our longest members, like longest awesome Zelda-centric creators here that has a big family and is trying to do it all. And we're surrounded by people that are just working way too hard for our own good. You know? So please show Kaylor some love, aka 8th Sage. What do you want people to call you, Kaylor, still? I say Kaylor because it's shorter, so it's easier for me to remember. But when I say Kaylor and they see the name 8th Sage, they're like, who's Kaylor? Who's 8th Sage? Is that one in the same? So I do apologize. I need to get used to saying that. Louise, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully it's not too late for you right now, since we're starting earlier. You say either's fine, I don't care. Okay, perfect. Hey, Sage is a good bean, see? If Artsy says you're a good bean, you're a good bean, all right? And we have a level 2 hype train. Thank you. We're gonna pick up with a little bit of story in Genshin. I also wanted to do a little bit more exploration underwater. And if you haven't heard the music for Fontaine, it is incredible. Oh my goodness. It's like therapy. Seriously, you'll know what I'm talking about if we go underwater. And right now, I switched to PlayStation, okay? I normally stream Genshin on PC, but I'm seeing if I can play it on PlayStation right now, and it reduces the load, the encoding load that's happening because I'm streaming from 2 platforms right now on my PC. On one PC, I'm streaming to TikTok and I'm streaming to Twitch using OBS and TikTok Live Studio. But we're broadcasting the Twitch stream to TikTok. I'm sure that's confusing. That's fine if you're confused. Either way, what it means is my PC is a workhorse. It is now 4 years old, and I am so grateful for the fact that it is still running strong, all things considered. So, you got like the smallest amount in Genshin before you gave up because you have no idea what's going on to it. AI, listen, I completely understand. I really do. It's easier when you're playing with friends for sure, but you can't play with anyone until you hit rank 16. I guess they want to see if you're serious. And then they start opening it up for you. It's like, hey, wouldn't Genshin be better with friends? And we're like, yeah. So keep grinding if you want to be able to play with up to 3 people. So a party of 4, it's awesome. You know, it's kind of like if we had Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild was 4 players. You know, how that paid out? But lots of techno mumbo jumbo. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the music, and we're gonna jump right back into the story. What's interesting about Fontaine, it's all about trials from what I've experienced so far. And let me know if I need to reduce the audio in the game.
You're fun,
All right, Paimon, stop yelling at me. Anyways, before Paimon really interrupted me, what I was trying to say. Oh my gosh, if you don't stop doing, have you been doing that this whole time while you're on mute? Oh yeah, feel free to add me, by the way. What? Is this saying I need to delete people? Whatever, I'll deal with that later. I know, Paimon is rude. Super Fire, welcome in, good to see you. All right, what are we doing? I think I can leave, right? So I gotta get used to PlayStation now, because I'm used to playing on PC. Okay, here we go. Oh, I gotta wait until the trial on the following day. We can do that, right? Oh yeah, because I can't leave. How's the audio, by the way? Is it good? Do I need to lower it? Do I need to increase it? Time. Wait, what time? 8 o'clock. Oh, that's early. Okay. All right, so to keep things simple, I met a magician, not myself, named Lenny, and his twin, Lynette, and we went to witness or watch Lenny's performance, and someone ended up getting killed. It's pretty dark, okay? He said she is quite loud, I know. So we are now going to act as Lenny and, well, just Lenny's attorney, because that makes sense. Cough, cough, wink, wink. And, you know, we have such a strong background in the law. Ha! Anyways, we're going to defend Lenny's honor, because we believe Lenny has been framed. Okay? Lenny is innocent! And there's only one way to find out. I completely believe in the idea of innocent until proven guilty, okay? I don't know about the rest of you, but come on, Lenny. Wait. Is that gonna be 8? Is that 8 o'clock? That's it. That is not. All right, don't be late. All right. Ah! I'm gonna be 2 minutes late. 8 a.m. is early for me. I know, right? It's a murder! A murder mystery! I can't believe he killed someone during this magic show. What? Ren! I would never do that. There might be a little bit of encoding issues. Hold on. Just real quick. Let me restart the capture card. Just because the difference between playing on the Switch and playing on PlayStation is obviously PlayStation can broadcast gameplay in 4K, so I think that could be increasing the performance load on the game, or on my PC. Let's see if restarting it was all I needed to do. If not, okay, this seems to be a little bit better. All right, cool, let's go. Does this not sound like Kingdom Hearts, by the way? Thank you so much, Kaylor. Seriously. Red Rum, I know. Participate in the lower trial.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Yeah, I do have some thoughts, but why don't we just take things step by step?
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Real quick, AI over on TikTok said, do you have an all-time favorite game you've ever played? Tears of the Kingdom. Next question. And if you've seen my 5-month playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom, it's, if I could go back in time, I would. Absolutely would. All right. My sorcery works a little differently than what people think when it comes to time. We'll get into that later. Anyways, good plan. Possible things don't just happen according to Hyman, right? You know, it's fine.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands.
How's audio, by the way? Chat, because I'm recording this, so I want to make sure I'm good to go. Thank you so much, AI. Seriously. I know there's still so much to do on tiers. It's just, I need to make myself wait a little longer. Like, obviously, I've still been, fighting Colgera, but, it's difficult. It really is. But I wanted to feel fresh. I wanted to feel fresh for all of it. You said it's a tad low? Okay. Turn this up to, I'm going to turn it up to 90%. That's typically what I have for the Switch. So if it's too loud, let me know. I think combat is when it might be a little too loud. And okay,
Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Okay, perfect.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks, Navia.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
It's so quiet in this place. Paimon is the loudest and sounds awful nasally. Oh, yeah. Listen, I'd say you get used to it, but... It did sound a little different in the beginning. In the beginning of the game, Paimon sounds a little different. But I think it's still the same person, if I'm not mistaken. Crafty, welcome in. Good to see you. So, you said this is a bit better. Do I need to turn it up even more? It's at 90%. I can bump it up. It's just, I don't even keep the Switch that loud. So I just want to make sure that I'm not about to blow everyone's eardrums. Especially if anyone's watching this with headphones. It's good now? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Absolutely.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Why are you so petty, Fiorina?
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
When did he show up? Cheese and rice!
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Guess he is a magician, according so far. Linney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
He kind of sounds like D-Luke.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Doesn't he?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Nani! Zhongli?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact,
Simon!
I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
What?
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Yeah, that's right. You listen to Linney.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud.
Why am I
One
nervous?
so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
What?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Wait just a minute. How could Lenny not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
Ah, Kelnemo thinks that Nuvolet kind of reminds her of Ansem. I agree. I could definitely see Ansem. Now that I think about it. Kexmo, yeah. Why are the characters in this game kind of... Because they are. There's a lot of thirsting going on. Back to the game.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
What thud? I didn't. AJ, Sophie, welcome in, by the way.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Ortress' stance on the trial. It's good marketing. I agree, Cakesmoo. It is absolutely good marketing. Now remember, sponsorship opportunity at the time of this stream. Okay, for the next 5 days. Help me make some money by downloading the game, using that Genshin link with Wizard Time in it, and getting to rank 6. Okay, you do all that, and making a difference. Seriously. Thank you.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Indeed.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me,
Okay.
aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
The House of the what? They're Fatui? No, they're not. No.
No wonder they did something like this.
No. Furina's lying.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Wait a second.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
What?
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Okay, House of the Heartless? So many innuendos. I know it makes you question yourself. Exactly right, Destiny. But it's fine. You need to be comfortable with yourself. Embrace everything. For anyone that doesn't know, by the way, the Fatui, they're like the bad guys. Okay, in Pokemon terms, they're like Team Rocket. Okay, all right, and I can't think of a better way to describe it in lamest terms.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose.
Huh.
This was almost too easy.
Furina's bad!
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Lenny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lenny and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Well, there's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lenny has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Oh no! My foundation is getting shaken! And by the way, Crafty, catch you over on TikTok, you said, what platform is this game on? This is available on mobile, so your phone, including iPad. It's available on PlayStation, and it's available on PC, and it's all tied to your Hoyoverse account. So you can pick up where you left off on any platform. And like I said, when you get to level 16, you can play with up to 3 other people. So you can have a party of 4. So it's awesome. Can't do the Archon quest or the story quest in multiplayer, but you can explore the world in multiplayer. You can fight bosses together. You can visit each other's teapots, which is like their in-game version, their built-in version of Animal Crossing. You can duel each other in their version of Hearthstone, I like to call it. And but the end game is PvE. So there's no PvP as far as characters fighting characters with their, characters. If that makes sense. Plus Child is in here in Fontaine, along with other house operatives. So there's got to be some scheme at work here. It is cross-platform too. So if you are playing on your phone and you want to join my world, for example, you can join my world. You don't have to be on PC. You don't have to be on PlayStation. But if you're playing on PlayStation, you can enable the option to only play with other PlayStation players. But that, I think it's off by default. And Savannah, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. I have, I have all the overlays turned off right now during the cutscenes for recording purposes. But once we're out of cutscenes, I enable everything back up. And it's free. I don't know how many of you are unaware of that, but Genshin is free. There is a gacha mechanic to it, but you can play this game entirely without spending a penny. I promise you. If you end up spending money, that is just because you wanted something quicker than you could get, or you just didn't want to go through the grind. But I promise you, you can play this game without ever spending a dime. I went 8 months without spending any money, but then I started jumping into other games, and there were certain characters I wanted, so I spent money on getting Kazuha. So now I spend money on getting like the battle pass, which is like $5 a month, which is similar. Well, I'm sorry. There's like a battle pass. It's either the $10 tier or $20 tier, which is kind of like your battle royales and other multiplayer games that have those options. And then you have like a $5 Vulcan gift thing, which basically if you spend $5, they give you in-game currency that you can use to get characters and whatnot for 30 straight days. So all in all, if you got the battle pass at like, we'll just say the $10 tier, and then you got the $5, we're saying like $15 a month, but that's completely optional. You don't have to do that. That's just if you want to get extra stuff. But you're spoiled when you start this game off, like completely spoiled. I mean, if you just listen to other Genshin players, I promise you, your experience in Genshin is going to be incredible from the beginning. But if you ignore people, like what I do, sometimes accidentally, sometimes intentionally, sometimes I don't know which was which, then, things can start getting a little rough. But, and when I say rough, I mean, you're reminded that it's a JRPG because there's a lot of grinding involved. But if you've played Pokemon, if you've played Monster Hunter, if you've played any JRPG before, then you're familiar with the grind. So, anyways, I'm done with the rant. Thank you, Hello Quinn. That makes me happy.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
But I have a heart attack.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Whoa!
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Oh no.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. I don't know what it means, but there are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Who are you?
The defendant deceived their own attorney.
Peanut gallery.
What is there left to discuss?
Shut up!
Order! Order, I say!
Agreed.
Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
Thank you.
This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
1 hour is all we need. Yo, Plotterman, thank you so much for the roses over on TikTok, by the way.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. Shut up, Fiorina!
Please, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Evil! I swear! When court is adjourned, you meet with Lenny and Lynette backstage in the Opera House. Raina, welcome into the Twitch stream, by the way.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, she did.
Traveler and Paimon.
Are you?
Sorry.
I thought I could trust you, Lynette.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
Seriously!
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
For once, I agree.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
You know, just a bit of trauma. It's fine.
But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
In what way?
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but
Why don't you just explain the other issue first? You know, where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to
What?
get to the opposite box.
What?
So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. Welcome in, Bobby. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. I will defend you from these charges, is what I'd like to say, but I believe the judgment will be dismissed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two.
What could possibly go wrong?
If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lenny's statement. Lenny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Orchard Core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. Lenny claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Orchard Core within the Opera House's underground structures. Huh? All right. I want to hear your verdict, and this has to be from people that have not gotten to this part of the story yet. Okay, let's see how many of us will guess it correctly. Who believes Lenny and Lynette are innocent? That's what I want to know. These Fatui, who are on trial, getting sus vibes from Savannah. Same here, man. Lenny innocent, Lynette guilty. What? I didn't even think about that. I thought, you know, they're both either guilty or innocent. So I like that. All right, so Starkissy says Lenny is innocent, Lynette is guilty. Artsy says, Hello, Quinn said, I'm gonna have to go with my girl. So Lynette's innocent? And, Japan! Oh, yeah! Woo! Welcome back! Maybe innocent, but not telling the full truth. Hey, man, come on now. No, that's too safe of an answer, Savannah. We want cut and dry. You're either innocent or you're guilty. Okay? Can we do a poll? Quick poll. I don't know if we can do polls in both. I think we can, but how many of you believe Lenny and Lynette are innocent? How many of you believe they're both guilty? How many of you believe one of them is innocent? Or Lenny's innocent, Lynette's guilty, and vice versa? I don't know if you can have that many options. So we'll just say, you know, one of them's guilty, one of them's innocent. That's maybe the third answer. Third question, or option. Yeah. Lynette is being too quiet, just going along with everything Lenny is saying, right? Huh? That's like me, has no idea what's going on. Lynette's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I feel that. Think the limit is 5? Okay, perfect. So yeah, if you can, I'm curious. Welcome in, Peanut Nerd, by the way. Let's continue the trial, this murder mystery. The brief adjournment ends, and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Aye, aye, handsome novelette. What?
When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention.
You have it, Fiorina.
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Whoa! Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your reputations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The orchestra will display such shifts clearly. What? When you find or refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Oh no! Oh!
As the countdown began,
What?
he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Huh.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Object!
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linney experienced, and what he saw.
My character's speaking! That's the Traveler's voice! The Outlander, by the way, something that we don't ever get to hear Link, from Link in the Zelda games. Nani! I'm like, is that what my consciousness sounds like? Truth, you don't know the truth. He spoke. We're playing an Ace Attorney game now. I wanted to say that earlier, computer nerd. I'm like, he used words out loud. All right, okay. So, no pressure, right? Linney entered the tunnel. Let's identify the loopholes. Linney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the orchestra's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. What does refute mean? I'm gonna... Wait. No one left the opera house. Detective Mode. Okay. No one left the opera house during the magic show. Oh, to go against. Okay. No one left the opera house during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. That's a lie. Refute.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Linney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the orchestra's core within the opera house's underground structures. To argue against. Okay, thank you, Savannah. I'm like, why do I think Fiorina is behind it? She has to be, Chips! Thanks, Artsy. We're all on trial, Zenny. We thought we were gonna have a peaceful weekend stream, and instead we're trying to defend our client, who definitely looks like he's guilty. The young lady's clothes. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Linney must have been very confused when he saw them. Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many members heard. That was okay. Why don't we go to this one? Lenny attacked Halsey. Lenny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Orchard's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and that's the night of that. Okay. Wait. I don't get it. Lenny's statement should be the second one. Should be used for the Oh, is that what I have to? Hold on. They're all the same. Hold on, let me look at this tutorial again. Replace them with new inferences. So how do I do that? How do I replace? So, what? Is there like another button I'm supposed to press? I'm about to just refute all of them. I'm gonna lose his trial. My man is guilty. He's gonna die. Oh no.
Lenny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Yeah, see that?
Lenny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core.
First try!
This is the actual truth.
I'm not just spamming them all. Hey. Exactly, Cake Mule.
According to Lenny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
No, Paimon, please don't say
When
it.
the countdown started, Lenny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
That's right, Paimon! Sweet.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
GG, Paimon Holmes.
In other words, you
When did you put
believe
those
that
frames
he
on?
knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
Your reasoning, Fiorina. The onstage equipment was clearly tempered within a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Simon bumped into Lenny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case.
Mm-hmm.
What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right!
Right, you tell him!
Yeah!
And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that.
I don't know what that means.
But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you remember when... Sorry, how you refuted Lenny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
That is right! Your claim has now become my weapon. Oh, what is this? Oh, there's a lot. That's a, what? Relevant. Okay, which is the evidence that Lenny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? Opera House Switcheroo, case record. By the way, Stella Sanchez, thank you so much for resubscribing now at Tier 1 for 7 months. I appreciate you. Seriously, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far and looking forward to the new year at the time of this stream and recording. What? Oh, I'm gonna, see. That's Simon. That's a lot. Do I need... What? Oh, do I need to ask something? Oh, the voice. Wait. Huh? Oh, I gotta... Huh? I don't know. Can I leave? Yeah. Whoa. Hey! I don't know what to do. How do I get out of here? Strange Sound is the one you want to choose. Oh, Strange Sound! Oh. Ha!
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Way to go, Parman Holmes!
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic.
I knew my emergency food would not fail.
Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
You tell me, Fiorina! The murderer. Huh? Select the gear icons in the interface, check the corresponding case questions. What? What? Select answers and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Ramen is the best emergency food. That's right. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. Perfect. All right. Let's get to thinking. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Simon in the box below. If Lenny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside of a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience chamber, or audience member, to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, not to be confused with the singer, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Ha ha ha! Yo! Stephanie! Just subscribed over on TikTok! Thank you so much! For 5 months! Woo! Zenny, we'll talk about the puppies later. I might have a week left. I think 3 out of the 4 are accounted for and gonna be given away.
The deceased's name is
They're
Cowell,
healthy.
Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
That's right!
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved?
No.
Is that really a possibility?
It's gotta be Halsey!
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member.
No! I'm gonna fail!
Could there have been a third person involved?
Woo! This is why I don't gamble. Great, so the dead person is... Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Oh yeah.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
130%, Pyman Holmes.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
That's right!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
All right.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Mm-hmm.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
Indeed.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
All right.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Aha!
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Ah! No!
The deceased's name is Cowell,
Simon.
Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yeah.
No one entered or left the opera house.
What?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Uh-oh. The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lenny's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Living inside how he died, Simon had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and, aka Simon, and Halsey, not to be confused with the singer, struggling. Lenny was out in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Simon to bring Halsey, not the singer, out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where did the singer go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real-life person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. Wait! Could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Listen here, Fiorina. No!
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Wait. Hold on a second! If the defense...
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
By the way, Petri, thank you so much for continuing the gifted sub you got from Ashley Evenson, and Yana Katsuki, thank you so much for resubscribing now for 20 months. Incredible. You were absolutely amazing. We're trying to solve this murder mystery, and it's going very well. Cough, cough, wink, wink. Let me alone.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yeah.
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
The water! Nani!
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
You're preposterous!
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Simon's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so,
What?
I trust the traveler's judgment.
You better trust me.
The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Go!
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney.
Woo!
Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Perfect.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
After some time, a guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
What?
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Simon!
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled AR55, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
What?
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Wow.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Hey!
Demoiselle,
Wait.
wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Hey, hold on!
Order!
Clue me in! Yes, sir.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Water from the primordial sea. The liquid the guards found in Simon's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontanians into water. What? Who is the prime suspect currently? The rope!
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. The deceased's name is Cowell.
Are they all wrong? What?
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for...
Oh, wait. I wasn't reading the questions at the top. My bad. Okay, what item did they... Yeah, they used that to dissolve Halsey. Oh, the rope.
The rope that held the water tank up was...
Okay, so he is the prime suspect.
Name is Cowell.
The culprit... Okay, the culprit used to hide the mechanism behind the crime. The water
from the primordial sea.
Okay. Oh,
The
this
water
one.
from the primordial sea.
The rope.
The rope that held the water tank.
Ah!
I remember there was something.
Ah! See? Perfect. Nouvellette.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
Oh, snap.
But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Nani?
Huh. That does make sense.
Yeah.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Huh? Good job, Pyman Holmes.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
What?
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
Nani!
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Hold on, Fiorina. Uh-oh.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out.
Simon.
And the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
Murder weapon.
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
She's kind of right about that.
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Uh-oh.
Is this the end of the road?
Oh, no!
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
Pyman Holmes?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
Wait just a second.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Navia!
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic?
Did someone say magic?
I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny.
if you would be so kind.
What?
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
I mean...
And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
What?
Sorry for the interruption.
What?
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
Not the singer.
So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
What?
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
What?
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
What the spark?
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell.
Simon!
I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey.
Not the singer?
It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
Cheese and rice.
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there.
What the?
And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure.
Wow.
So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
Oh, if they're practically hand at concealment, probably. You know, professional thief can make it work.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Wow. Well, now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning. Take that, Furina!
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Not Halsey, who's not the singer. Yeah, I know, Starkzy. She immediately said, I'm the one that killed Simon. Saying so many plot twists, right? It's like, what is true and what is not? Anyways. We have to pick the stuff that we can refute. So, select evidence to refute on-stage accident. That's what I said. Whatever. Wait. This one. What? I don't like this.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biting her. The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened. The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked.
That's right.
Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
Oh!
Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved.
Oh!
He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Oh!
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box.
Oh!
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
Oh!
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Oh! Oh! Success!
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
Oh, man!
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Mother!
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Ah.
Bravo!
そうですね. Woo! Take that,
Now
Furina!
then, Lady Furina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
What? Tongue-tied?
Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
That's right, Furina!
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat.
Uh-huh.
But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
No!
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
You hate to see it.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
You really don't have to.
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell,
Simon,
selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
Ah.
To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of
Simon.
allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
Ah.
He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks.
Ah.
He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid.
Oh.
Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise.
Oh!
Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
Dang.
Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
Ah.
As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Woo!
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Woo! GG, Paimon Holmes.
Great work, partners.
That's right.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not just celebrate yet. Why not?
Next,
Why can't we
think
celebrate?
we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
What?
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Oh!
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes
Simon.
was not Linny, but you, yes?
Nani!
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
What's Coupon Town?
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
The higher-ups!
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
That's right!
Yes! I'll tell you everything I know.
Snitches get stitches!
Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve.
Huh.
It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Woo!
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
No, not the boss! Who's the boss?
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
However, nothing is found at the scene apart from the liquid left behind from after Vaughn dissolved. Yo!
So, we're just going back now?
Yo, he just died! What was that? By the way, Jay, thank you so much for sharing the TikTok stream. XKleo, thank you so much for the follow over on TikTok. Ichi, welcome in. No, I am not. I'm not ready. I'm excited. Dread, since you're most likely not streaming tomorrow, I'm calling this the official 3-year anniversary of me joining the community. Same for Dev, Computer Nerd, Shadow Trent, Farscaper, and quite a few other folk. Here's to many more years of high blood pressure, gaslighting, and epic gaming. Love you, Wiz. Dad, did you come here with that? 3 years? That's... You said you thought this was a wholesome game? Ha ha! Gotcha! Don't get confused by the graphics. It's dark. I'm not joking. Dread, Beer Nerd, Shadow Trench, Farscaper, and quite a few other folk. It just 3 years like that. If you had told me 3 years ago that some of you, especially the mods, would still be here 3 years later, I'd be like, what have y'all been smoking? And can I get some? Like, what the spark? Y'all are crazy. I love my crazy people. Who said Genshin will be a fun game? It is fun and dark. Disguised as enemy. Peter said, after 3 years, I feel so old, smoking that Kool-Aid. See, that powder's supposed to turn into liquid. And here you are sniffing it, snorting it up, and it's causing these exhilarating hallucinations. Be careful, or you might unalive yourself into water. Only those of you who have been here can understand what I'm doing. A wolf in sheep's skin kind of thing. What? Genshin makes you cry. Yeah, it's made me cry plenty of times. By the way, if you're just now watching this and you're a little more curious now about Genshin, ironically, TikTok is my best, collection of Genshin content, because every single cutscene just about that I have witnessed that's like these pivotal moments in the game is all on TikTok. Now, granted, you can't see the full video, it's because it's vertical, but you get a good idea of everything, and I have it in a playlist. There's 91 videos at the time of this recording in that playlist on TikTok. So if you want to see what's been going on and you don't care about story spoilers, well, you best get to work. Go ahead and click on that playlist and start watching. All right, it's a lot of videos. 91. What the sparks? RT, it's been an amazing ride. Thank you for everything you've given the community these past few years. We love going on this journey with you, and I'm so very proud of you. Here's some more adventures in 2024. Seriously, RT, you're amazing. You've always been. You were so wholesome. You're so positive. We really do feed off of your positive energy, and I'm very grateful that you're here. And Genshin says, no, only Genshin. Ichi, just a question. When are you coming back on Star Rail? Listen, I'm still playing Star Rail. I'm still playing it. I've purposely not leveled up past 70. Okay? Like I'm at 60 right now for my Trailblaze rank, because I want to make sure that I am ready for the next rank. And I'm just behind on my publishing of those videos, so that's why I haven't been continuing the story. But don't tempt me. I will boot it up. Okay, I will do it. And we're taking a brief break because there's been a lot of story. Almost this whole stream has been a lot of story, so that's why I'm chit-chatting with you all real quick. The Genshin vids are also all the best performing vids on his TikTok. Yes! Genshin is what has helped me break 1 million views at the time of this recording over on TikTok. We have a video of my reaction to a pivotal moment in Genshin that has broken 1 million. It's crazy. It's awesome. And that all happened this year. So if we just want to talk about highlights, YouTube, for the first time ever, I not only broke 100,000, but I've broken 150,000 in one of my reaction videos to Genshin. Broken 1 million views over on TikTok with Genshin. We broke 500,000 views for a Tears of the Kingdom video, thanks to Dread teaching us how to create a hover bike and mentioning One Piece in it, and everyone going crazy mentioning One Piece, because when that dropped, it was when the Netflix live action One Piece series dropped, and then people getting mad about the tutorials saying it still drifts. And you know what? It doesn't matter. because that just increased engagement. It got everybody talking in the video, and so it's incredible. I'm gonna tell you right now, Dread, let me tell you how much of a difference you make. That video, unfortunately, the 1 million view video was before we got into the TikTok creator program, because not a lot of people will share this with you. And I'm going to share this with you because I trust all of you, and it may inspire you to get into content creation. That one video made me $600 the month that it dropped. Dread, your tutorial of how to make a hover bike made me $600 on TikTok. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. And to not only, and to put things into more context, all of my other videos that have been published since then, $2 here, $3. I think maybe one of them's $10, $12. So that's not normal at all. So it's important that I say that out loud for myself, so I don't think like, oh yeah, you know, we just keep dropping these and I'll keep making $600 here, $500 there, and now, man, I can quit my day job. No, these videos, they have to do well. And so one of the main things is that if you have a video that's over 1 minute and you're in the TikTok creator program, you have to be considered a unique viewer, and obviously it has to be original content. If you make videos that are less than 1 minute, you don't make any money. So that's another reason why you see these compilation clips of like my Breath of the Wild playthroughs, Tears of the Kingdom, or Link's Awakening, things of that nature, because if it's less than a minute, I make nothing on it. Like, it stinks because not every video needs to be a minute long. Sometimes all I want you to see is just this one moment, this one clip. And I could do that. It's just, you know, why put it there when I could just put it on YouTube then if it's going to be less than a minute? Because YouTube Shorts can't exceed 60 seconds, but TikTok can. You can actually post a video up to 10 minutes long on TikTok. I think once you've reached a certain size, like I think once you've gotten into the TikTok creator program. We'll start every video with words, One Piece. Yeah. And sometimes it's an 8-minute video of you jumping. It's screaming, right? No, Ichi, I have not left Star Rail. Are you kidding me? Don't do this to me. Hey, Elliot, you never know. Could be today. Could be today. And thank you so much. Wait. Chef Chaos has a food truck? What? Hold on. Let me scroll up real quick. Yo, Chef Chaos. I hope you all had a happy holidays. I wish everyone of you a happy new year. I'm also excited to start my new adventure in Mississippi and start my new business food truck out there. Yo, that's incredible. Seriously, congratulations. If you live in Mississippi, let Chef Chaos know. And maybe you can try out Chef Chaos food truck. Yo, you should stream it. You should stream sometimes, from the food truck. Like, that's cool. Because, I mean, you can stream anything nowadays, right? That's awesome. And if you're just now joining, we're taking a break real quick before we jump back to the story. I have not started Honkai Impact. Oh gosh. I just got overwhelmed just thinking about that because I would at least like to be caught up in Star Rail or Genshin story-wise. I had a really good chance of getting caught up on Star Rail until I took a break the last couple of months. Because I swear I was like one version away from being done. Or being all caught up. Linky, it's hard to think I've been in this community for half a year. Y'all have been my home, my second family. Oh, y'all my life. Love y'all a lot. And Liz, thank you for being yourself. Teaching me that it's okay to be myself. Happy 2024, y'all. Seriously, Linky, I appreciate you so much. You have been such a huge positive inspiration in this community. You've been incredibly open about your journey as well. And I hope that's inspiring other people that are in a similar situation as you to not only feel more comfortable talking about it, but also knowing that, that there are communities out there that will accept you for who you are. Because, like, why should that matter to us, right? Like, why should we care, how you identify yourself as? And hopefully, hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. how you identify yourself, as long as you are accepting who you are. And that's it. That's it. Like, we love you for you as a person. People are unbelievable, honestly. In the best of ways and in the worst of ways. Yeah, which city in Mississippi? Chef Chaos? We gotta promote. Hey, just one more disclaimer. Support small business, okay? Think twice before you immediately go to a national chain. Especially for food. Because y'all know when COVID hit, so many businesses shut down. So many small businesses. Companies that were fortunate enough to make it into Fortune 500 status, they just, started cutting employees and closing stores, across the nation. Pivoting away from brick and mortar to more online commerce and driving sales through that way. Or replacing people with kiosks and AI. But separate from that, if small business, local business, they really need your business, okay? So you want to make a difference, you start locally. So if you like to drink coffee instead of immediately going to Starbucks or McDonald's or whatever is near you, find that local coffee shop. Because I promise you'll get a better experience. They're going to care more about you, and you're going to feel more homely, because you just help pay their bills, right? I promise you. Local always tastes better. And if you're shopping, depending on what it is, if you can, shop at a local store. Cruddle, welcome in. I'm going on a rant, traveling around the world in my head. How are you doing? You love the coffee shop you went to today? See? That makes me happy. We like to go to a certain local pizza place. It's pretty good. See? And think about it like this. Computer Nerd brings up a great point. Think about all these people that get into these businesses in a highly competitive space like pizza or food in general. So the odds are stacked against them. Like, okay, you're going to open up a pizza place. What on earth could possibly separate you from the rest? And at the end of the day, it may not even be flavor. It might just be that personal experience. Maybe their pizza tastes just as good as the national chains, if not better. But at the end of the day, when you go in there, you just feel like, man, you were just the only thing that matters. And that, I promise you, what we always remember, even those of us with ADHD or anyone that has poor memory or poor recollection skills, you always remember the awful times or those horrible experiences, and then you also remember the positive experiences. You remember that customer service call that you made or answered, and they just actually showed a more human side of them, and not just like they're reading through a script. They're like, what? I completely understand the struggles you're going through. And if I was in your position, I would do the same thing. And I'm going to do everything I can to help you. And we'll stay on this call as long as it takes. Okay? I'm so sorry that you're in this position. As opposed to the other side where they're like, that sucks. Well, good luck. This is our policy, Even if they're not even trying to be like disingenuous or heartless or whatever, it's like, they're sticking by the book, and they want to keep their job, so they kind of need to do that. But still, what is unspoken is like the soft skills needed, like just the customer service, the human side of things. Like, just understand that even if you can't help me, tell me something along the lines of, look, I really want to help you. I do. Unfortunately, my position has my level of access or ability to help you extremely restricted. I've already reached out to my management to try to help you. And, so the only thing we can do is either wait till we hear back from them, or, you might have to look around elsewhere. I know it's not what you want to hear. I really want to help. Just know that if I could, I absolutely would. But, my hands are tied. And then it gets to a point where, the person on the other line is just like, if they're still mad, they're just mad because at the end of the day, they're focusing on the result, which is that you cannot help them, not that you don't want to. I think that's important. And so for Chef Chaos, this is the around the world trip that I'm taking to get to this point. If you can show love to people like Chef Chaos, who's opened up a food truck, or any other small business out there, please do so, okay? Don't overlook them. Unless they're, unsanitary. Chef Chaos, I want to see those sanitation scores, okay? I want to see 100, all right? I'm just playing. But, see, North Wolf loves good food truck. By the way, welcome in, North Wolf! I've been traveling around the world talking about how you should support small business in my head. And we've just spent a lot of time in story. So a lot of us have very short attention spans. We're like, okay, I need a break from story. Okay, because it was a mystery. It was a murder mystery, by the way. So it was a lot of analytics and deductions and all that stuff. But you sent me a text a couple days ago. Okay, before you think it's personal, Dread, Devastation, Sath, all of you that have been texting me, back me up. Let Northwolf know that I am really good at responding to those texts. Who wants to see a puppy? Shut up. You know what you're talking about? TikTok, come over to Twitch if you want to see the full screen, because I don't know if it'll carry over there. Okay. Look. Puppies. See the puppies? I don't feel like moving the mic, but they're so cute. They're so cute. This is Titan, a boy. This is Ophelia. This is Apollo. And this is Iris. Oh, they smell so good. You wanna hear the little? No, I don't know what you're talking about. They're puppies. What? Fine. If I'm out of the doghouse, or if I'm in the doghouse, I'm in the same one that these are in. Yeah. So Zenny and everyone else, last night, Unicorn's coworker from her school came over along with his parents, and they both lost. They're like lifelong animal owners, and they haven't had any animals in their home for the last 2 years. Because their 2 dogs that they had all passed away, and one of them was 21 years old, like adult years old. It was a dachshund, I think, or something like that. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I've only had animals now for the last, since I've been with Unicorn, so 7 years, because my mom doesn't like dogs, so you can imagine her reaction. So they come here to meet the pups because they're wanting to get one. And, do you see Ophelia licking Titan? Yeah, you're being a good girl, aren't you? You're so cute. So we bring them downstairs, and they're meeting the puppies, and they're all running around, being cute. Just, stop being cute. I'm trying to talk. Gosh, Polo. I'm gonna need your help with this, by the way, when I finish telling you a story. So, we told them that technically, Iris, who is this one right here, she is verbally spoken for. I mean, I guess that's redundant, but what I mean is we promised another coworker from Unicorn's art store that she could have Iris because she wanted a female puppy. And I'm acting like this because I think Iris is the one I've grown closest to over the last couple of weeks. Like, Apollo's the one that I've been, like, I really want to bond with. And it seems like Titan's licking Apollo right now because he's just so cute. But Iris, she's the one that's always running to me. Like, when I bring him downstairs and they're running around the floor, I always have all the other dogs up, or in the playpen, by the way. And we've already had all 8 dogs out now in the same setting, but all the adult dogs are in the playpen. Zelda just goes crazy. She's like, my ovaries. She's fixed, by the way. So I said, you know, in my Piscean world, I would keep Apollo. Unicorn would keep Ophelia. And then Iris and Titan are available. But I'm trying to be open-minded and thinking about the puppies first, not me. So I told them yesterday, I said, I'm open to letting Apollo go if I see that he has bonded with whoever stops by more than he's bonded with me. And I feel really bad for Unicorn because I've been very vocal about my now, like, I want to retract that verbal promise to Unicorn's art store person because they weren't really asking about the puppy at all for the last, like, 3-4 weeks. And I started trying to be open-minded again and thinking about their side, like maybe they didn't want to come off strong or, you know, or feel like they're annoying or anything. So maybe that's why. But I said the other piece was, if someone wants a puppy, especially if they're getting the puppies for free, like I want to see like that passion. Like I want to see that you're excited to get one of these dogs. Like they're healthy, they're beautiful. You know, I want to see some obsession. I don't want us to have to bring up the puppies to you. Like, and I'm supposed to give you one, you know, so I was really adamant about that. But the root of it all is that I've been connecting with Iris a lot. Like, Iris, I think, is the only one that knows her name. So, like, when I put them downstairs, you know, I'll start calling their names. None of them respond except Iris. Iris will run straight to me, and it is the cutest thing ever. And so I'm just like, why did this happen to me? So what makes things more complicated is that, you know, her coworker's already been buying stuff now because Unicorn brought it up the last time they worked together. And so it's just like, she has to work with them. So it's an impossible situation where, you know, Unicorn's stressed out because she is between, you know, she's stuck in the middle of this. And I'm trying to be an adult and say, look, at the end of the day, we said that she could have Iris way before Iris or any of the other dogs really started developing personalities. So fine, whatever. You know, I'm not going to be happy about it, but we said she could have Iris, so she can have Iris. But what I really want to see is her to come back over and do exactly what we did yesterday and have all the puppies play with her and see if one of them gravitates. Because guess what? Titan was really gravitating to Unicorn's coworker and his family yesterday. Like, Titan jumped into his mother's arms and was licking her in the face a bunch. And none of the other dogs were really giving her attention. And this is where, like, the mom was being kind of greedy. But I also understand where she's coming from because I was the same way. It's just, at the end of the day, both situations results in me losing the 2 dogs that I want. Like, I want Apollo, and I want Iris, but Iris is one that's really bonded with me. Apollo, not as much as I thought. And this is the situation I'm in, and I'm going to ask for your opinion to help me with the decisions. Because they asked, well, so right now the 2 boys are available and Ophelia's Unicorn's going to keep Ophelia, and then Iris has spoken for, and we said correct. Technically, the 2 boys are available. So she said, well, I really want to keep, like, after she was hanging out with them and Titan was just going crazy, she's like, you know, I really want to keep the boys together. She said, I just feel like, you know, they would never be alone. They would be happy, you know, growing up together, and we would take such good care of them. And I believe them, because they've been starving for animals for 2 years now. And I haven't been to their place, but I think they live in a decent part of town. And I think they definitely have like a big home and big fenced in yard, and they'd be groomed and healthy and happy and have each other. But, you know, the selfish side of me is that, you know, I have to give up Apollo. And the thing is, what's helping me come to the decision that it'll be okay for me to let Apollo go is the fact that I was sitting in a chair downstairs. Unicorn was sitting on the floor. The mom was sitting on the floor. Her coworker was standing up, and her coworker's dad was standing up. And Apollo never came to me. Like, Apollo never ran over to me at all. And I know that I was in a chair, so it's not like he could see me at eye level. He could only really see my shoe, but like he could smell me, and, you know, if he looked up, he could see me, and he just never came to me. So while Unicorn was nervous about the whole exchange and was trying to talk to him and stuff, the whole time I was just paying attention to the dogs, because I'm the one that's home 24/7. So Unicorn absolutely helps with the dogs as much as she can, but I'm the one that does most of the care. I'm the one that spends the most time with them because I'm always here. So I'm connected to all of them. I'm telling myself, because I didn't see Apollo ever run to me yesterday and just pretty much was acting like I didn't exist, I should be okay with letting him go. Iris was the only one that would come to me, but again, Iris is spoken for someone else. And then, you know, the only thing that I'm trying to lean on to like possibly keep him for selfish reasons is the fact that Apollo wasn't running to the mom or anyone. Like, Apollo was just like running around playing with like Titan, and the mom kept picking Apollo up and holding him. So it was almost like she was trying to like force the connection. Whereas Titan was running to the mom naturally, licking her in the face, just like, oh my gosh, I love you so much already. And so like if they weren't trying to pull the whole like let the siblings stay together card, then Titan is easy. It is an easy choice. Like, Titan can go to them, I get to keep Apollo because I'm selfish, and or I get to keep Iris because I'm like, screw that coworker, I want to keep Iris, you know? And this is where I understand from the mom's perspective. When we got Milo, like, we originally found Milo, and I saw that the sister was available too. And so I pulled what the mom did last year, and I said, you know, there was 3 siblings in total, but we weren't going to get all 3. So I said, you know, let's at least keep 2 of them together. So we came up with the ability to get both dogs. And then with Goku and Zelda, we adopted Goku first, and then we got Zelda 2 weeks later. So I totally understand adopting dogs in pairs, because I support the idea of, you know, dogs having a friend, not just human friends, but like, you know, litter mates, or just you know, having, like, they're in this together. You know, I think it'll extend their life and they'll be happier. So, you know, so I need your help on either supporting the decision that I'm currently at, or, you know, what would you do? And I know I have a lot of dogs already. I do. It's just I've never had puppies before. So this is my first rodeo of having puppies, raising them to the point where they can be given away, and then letting them go. So Well, when your gut is in like shambles, you can't tell the difference between your gut and your head anymore, you know? Keldima says, Bella is your little princess even though she wasn't your first choice. Actually, Bella was the one I wanted. I was the one that actually vouched for Bella. Unicorn wanted Milo. And at first, Unicorn's already admitted to this. At first, Unicorn said no to getting Bella because we already had Goku and Zelda. And so getting Milo was going to be a third dog at the time. And she's like, we're not getting Bella. I'm like, we got to get Bella. So we did. And now she has to have Bella sleep with us every single night. She's the one that put like some Juicy Couture like jacket on Bella. So Bella's just rocking around with that. Like Bella is living the princess life. Oh, Sam, thank you so much. So I think both boys going to them is a good idea. You'll have two babies in a good home being taken care of and together they won't be alone. Okay. Keldima, that helps me. It helps me in a lot. So in my opinion, I'd vet them out, see which one they bond with, let the pups choose because the pups know best. See, that's what I want to do too. It's just that the problem is Unicorn's art friend that wants Iris because she's a girl. She wants a female dog for the sake of being a female dog. I don't know her history of dogs as far as like how much she, like, you know, her life story when it comes to dogs because they currently have a cat. I'm allergic to cats, so they have two cats, I think, so I wouldn't be able to even go visit Iris. I would literally die or be doped up on Benadryl or something, just trying to breathe inside their home. But I like the idea of the pups choosing. So, you know, if I just left it at that, let the pups choose, right now Titan would go to that mother and that family. Apollo would still be here until someone like just makes Apollo do exactly what Titan did. And then her art coworker would come back for a second visit now that they're old enough and have some personalities to play with all of them and see which ones they connect with. And if they connect with Iris again, like if I see Iris just running all over her, that's what I want to do. But I can't do that. It's too stressful and it's too much drama for Unicorn to have to deal with, you know, because a lot of back and forth. So, and she has to work with her. So if in the end she doesn't get Iris, I mean, she would have to deal with that for the foreseeable future. No, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to follow through on what we verbally promised 3 weeks ago, stupidly, which is she gets Iris because she wanted a female dog. And then these boys are probably going to go. And so we'll just have Ophelia left, which I love Ophelia. Don't get me wrong. She's super cute. It's just, I'm just selfish. And, you know, if there's anyone that I'd want to keep, it would be Iris. Like she's just, do you see her? And they don't know anything about my streams. They don't know my content creator name or anything like that. So I can talk openly like this. They'll never see this. So I'm going to put them up and then I'm going to read your comments. Okay. So, say goodbye. Love you. I know many people that only like a certain sex for an animal that raises no red flags for me. They're truly cuddly. If someone feels really wrong to you, but you can't really say why, trust that. You don't have to give the dog to someone who feels wrong. You might be sad for losing a pup you care for, but that is different from someone feeling like a wrong fit. So I completely understand that, RT, and that's kind of what I'm getting at is I would feel more okay with Iris leaving with that coworker if I see Iris connecting with that coworker. But the way it's shaping up, the next time that coworker comes over, it's to pick Iris up. So it's almost like a gamble. Like they're not bad people or anything. It's just it's gonna be one of those situations where, you know, there's gonna be a lot of work for that coworker in the beginning to connect with Iris because they just picked this dog up because they wanted it, and you know, a lot of people do that, I guess. I mean, I guess we technically did that. Well, no, the shelters that we got our dogs from, they did the home visit. They brought the dogs over. They let the dogs roam around our home. They asked us a lot of questions, and they paid close attention to how the dogs were interacting with us. Like, it was a whole process. In like, it took, for one of them, it took like a couple weeks before we got it. And so that's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to follow the process of the, you know, that the rescues go through, so that they don't just blindly send these animals to unfit homes, you know? You're a good person with a good heart, and I think no matter what, you would put those puppies in a loving home. Good luck with the puppies. I have to dip out the stream and drive home. Drive safely, Cakes Mill. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Caldimo says, I still stand by my statement. You've done an amazing job caring for them so far, and you are a dad right now. You have every right to be concerned about where they are going. I think that if you have a family that you approve of that wants two of the babies, willingly let them go together. As for Iris, set up a play date first, see if Iris takes to her. Maybe she won't. Maybe the coworker will decide she doesn't want a dog who doesn't seem interested in her. I wish. She's already bought stuff for Iris. Like, it's one of those things where, you know, she thinks that, and maybe it's still the case. Again, I'm trying to be open-minded. But she thinks that her meeting with Iris, which was weeks ago when the dogs were primarily still like sleeping most of the day, and like Iris just was really just sitting in her arm, like super small and cuddly. She's like, oh my gosh, you know, but in reality, they didn't have the personalities that they have right now. So, you know, but deep down, I'm just trying to come up with excuses to justify my selfish need to keep Iris. Everything happens for a reason, though. We already have a lot of dogs, so I'm ignoring the fact that I have 5 other dogs if I include Ophelia. Ophelia is not going no matter what. So I've gotten in a couple arguments with Unicorn about that. She's like, it's fine, I'll just give Ophelia to the coworker. And I'm like, no, that is not a thing. If there's any dog that's spoken for and non-negotiable, it's Ophelia. Okay, first off, like, I've seen how Ophelia has been with Unicorn. Ophelia loves Unicorn. As a matter of fact, in the meeting last night, Ophelia kept running to Unicorn. So that was the other argument I was bringing up when I was, you know, in Unicorn's eyes, being hard on myself. I was disappointed to see, like, Apollo not really tried to run to me at all. So that felt like that was an eye-opening experience that's going to help me with letting him go. Is the fact that, you know, if he really was, you know, all for me or obsessed with me or whatever, he would show that a little more. But instead, he was always doing his own thing. And, you know, Iris would run to me sometimes, but Ophelia was always trying to be around Unicorn. So, like, that's non-negotiable. Ophelia is staying no matter what. And from the looks of it, all the other ones are going for free. We're not charging anyone, by the way, which is something that I've gone back and forth with. Like, now I kind of want to charge, but I'm not going to. Again, I'm being honest with y'all. I want to charge because, like, I actually open up my mail. I don't know how many of you just don't open up your mail because you just don't want to see that negativity. And there's just a lot of unexpected expenses that came in that we're going to have to take care of the next couple of months. And it's just like, you know, if I had at least charged for these dogs, you know, not a buttload, but just got something out of it, because we've spent a lot. We've burned through a lot of money buying them all the healthiest food possible, trying to give them as comfortable and quality of life, like, eccentric or focused space as much as possible. Like we just put a different crate in that laundry room where it has a separate space, and we've put like turf on the other side so that they can get used to like going into grass to use the bathroom, and it's been working because they have not stepped foot outside, and so they're starting to see the separation of like, you don't poop where you eat, right? You have your space to play around or eat and drink, and then you have your space to go use the bathroom. And so like I just wanted to be over, honestly. And then the mom, like she's a nurse, so that's another thing. Like on paper, I just want you to know, like when Apollo and Titan go, it's gonna be sad for me, but it's gonna be amazing for the boys. Okay, they're going into a loving home that has decades of experience of taking care of animals, so I'm not worried about that at all. I was just more feeling kind of like rejected by Apollo, which I know Apollo's not rejecting me. I know he loves me, but it's just not in the way that I was hoping, per se, just based on that interaction last night. And they were here for around 30, 40 minutes. Iris is the only one that's like hopefully Iris has a great life, and not just a decent one, Kildima, no, it's completely fine. And they're an intense emotional journey with these pups. I mean, like it having these puppies also put my content almost at a complete freeze because work was ramping up because it's the end of the year and all these companies are trying to like wrap up projects before what we call is a change freeze. It's in a lot of Fortune 500 companies where, especially like on the back end, the IT side of things, the infrastructure, you don't want to make any major changes to your company right before the holidays, right? It could be a nightmare. So typically what happens is they try to wrap up these projects in the last quarter of the year, and then everyone goes on vacation, and then, at the start of New Year, that's when everything new or new changes and stuff starts taking place. But, so I've been hyper-focused on that, and learning as I go on how to take care of these 4 puppies and the 4 adult dogs. So 8 dogs total. You're right, RT. This is going to be helpful. To me, charging for an animal isn't a bad thing. If someone's willing to pay for an animal, that means they're more willing to provide a loving home for the animal. The problem is, Silver Fire, is like we're so far along in the process. Like we haven't mentioned anything about charging any of the people. So it's just like if I tried to do that now, it's just not a good look. It should have set that expectation at the very beginning, but I truly had no idea. I'm just trying to figure this out as I'm going. I said, no, I'm not going to charge for them. Just they'll pay for it by taking care of these dogs in the long run. Zenny, thank you so much. Seriously, I hope work goes better than you expect it to. And Happy New Year. Thank you. Belle and I are sending lots of love as I type. She gave my arms some kisses. Aww. It has been a lot of work. You did an amazing job. This is the last stretch. It's hard work, but you really are doing okay, and it will start to ease up a bit as you find the moments. Yeah, time heals everything. So you're right. And it's probably a toxic trait of mine, but one of the things that I do to get over these hard moments is to kind of, pull a Pisces move and just hyperfixate on something else. And honestly, Pokemon has kind of been that. Pokemon has taken up quite a bit of my time, and I've been creating no content on it. I've just been focusing on just competitive battling, and that's it. And hopefully Unicorn understands why that's happened. But really, it was just, it's the only thing I can do that isn't related to work. And it's not really related to content a whole lot because I haven't done a whole lot of Pokemon content, at least over the last year. Like the last time I was like really trying to focus on Pokemon was when Legends Arceus came out in January of 2022. So, you know, that's me with the holidays. I've been hyperfixated on my comfort characters and finishing up some character shrines. You got Tengen done and Shota done. See? Been trying to get a full shiny team from the new area before I head into Area 0. I got a shiny Scyther as my last one 30 minutes ago. Only found out I actually can't evolve into Cleaver. You can't? Why not? By the way, congratulations on that. You can get a shiny Scizor. I have a video of me trying a theory that I'd never like figured out for sure, but you know how like the hordes break out in Pokemon? I figured if I just kill enough of those Pokemon, then a shiny one will show up. And so a horde of Scizor showed up in the new area, and for 30 minutes straight, I was just eliminating Scizor, and then a shiny Scizor showed up in my game, and I caught it. And it was level 69. I have it recorded on the Switch and a screenshot. I caught on my own a level 69 shiny Scizor. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Nice. In so many ways. Oh, the item doesn't exist to evolve in this game. What? Well, here's the thing, Mark. You can trade that Scyther to your home, I believe. You can send it to Pokemon Home, and then maybe you could put it in Legends Arceus or something, or you can put it in... Well, no, this is the only game separate from... I mean, maybe Pokemon Go. I don't know if you can put Pokemon in Pokemon Go from home. But all I know is that there might be a method using Pokemon Home to get a shiny Cleaver. I ask you to practice being a little less hard on yourself. Being kind on yourself might be too hard, but being a little less harsh on yourself is attainable immediately. Bryn, thank you so much for the hearts over on TikTok. When I'm talking to you all more often, it's easier to do that. But when I kind of retreat into my into the matrix, I guess, where no one can reach me, that's when, you know, I start forgetting all these helpful things to, you know, stay in a decent space. Decent headspace. Nadia, I'm gonna tell you right now, Pokemon Legends Arceus has better graphics. Like, I think if you play that game, you're like, man, are all the new games gonna be like that? It's like, no, I wish. But Scarlet and Violet has gotten to a point where, you know, it's definitely playable. And I think as long as you're focusing on the quality of life improvements they've made, mechanic-wise, you'll hopefully be able to kind of overlook a lot of the super flat textures and you know, quite often performance drops in frame rate, which even if you're not techie, what I mean is if it looks like your game is lagging or struggling to like render or load the environment that you're in, you know, it's a problem. It still looks like it's kind of in beta, and it was accidentally released to the world, and there's no going back. So, but I noticed some performance improvements with the latest DLC that dropped. So I will tell you that. I think it's playing in the best, like right now it is the best version that it's been. The DLC, I think, helped motivate them to make some quality of life improvements, especially the things you can unlock in the latest DLC. Like one of them, I don't care if this is a spoiler, apologies in advance. In the latest DLC, you will be able to fly around with your legendary, like full control once you've gotten far enough, all over the world in all 3 different areas. Just like how you can kind of do that in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So that's a big deal. That is a big deal. now you don't have to worry about like having to climb anything, really. You can just fly. So that's enough to do it. Speaking of Pokemon content, we still need to do Soul Link Nuzlocke thing one day. Yes, absolutely. There's a standard you're holding yourself to that comes from somewhere else. It's not from you. We all do. This is not you doing anything wrong, but you can dismantle it and change it over time. No, it's going out of spite. Wait, what? What am I doing out of spite? Silver doesn't stay out of your head. I know, right? Settling Bell and getting some things figured out for your Princess Peach and Bowser. Yeah, see, that's what I like to see. Yeah, that's. I think once the puppies are gone, you know, and I just start diving right back into content. I think I've started. I think I've started with getting back into it. As a matter of fact, let me check something real quick. Stream might freeze a little bit because I just opened up my web browser. So I apologize. Let me just play that music and freeze the game audio. Is it ready? All right. Probably should have waited until after I finished this stream, but I'm gonna do it anyways for those who maybe No, we're just public. Here we go. Done. Save. All right. So for those of you that want to see part 1 of my Fontaine journey, that is now available over on YouTube. Show some love. If you can, anytime you watch a YouTube video, please like it and comment, or one of those. It's really hard to get likes on YouTube videos. I'll have thousands of views on one of the like Genshin videos. Genshin gets me the most likes. Okay, Zelda videos. Sometimes I get a lot of views on the Zelda videos on the second channel and like 1 or 2 likes. It's awful. I don't know what I can do to convince people to just hit that thumbs up. It makes a difference, you know? It reminds YouTube to push the content. If everyone's watching it and not commenting or liking it, then it's just like YouTube's not gonna push it. But promise Soul Link Nuzlocke is that takes up a whole lot of time and planning and actually going through with it. Okay, so then yeah, we need to like, we got to go through that, Mark. We got to just schedule it out and break it down into like steps along the way. You're realizing that you were more fruity than you thought because you hated a lot of female characters growing up. Turns out you liked them in a I want to date them way. Well, see, now you know. That's all that matters. Maturing is realizing I was more fruity than I thought growing up. Oh gosh. Would you start going live on YouTube also when streaming? Maybe that would help. I need to do that, Nadia. I keep forgetting to ask Sath and anyone else who has experience with that to help me get that set up. I've streamed on YouTube before, it's been so long. Yeah, I absolutely will do that. And Dread sent me a link. I still have to look at that tool that would allow me to consolidate my chat into one nice, beautiful window. I don't know if it would be visible on the streams, but for me, I'd be able to see YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all in one chat window. Like right now, if you see my eyes constantly moving, like away from the game, I'm looking at Twitch chat and I'm looking at TikTok in 2 separate windows. So I'm trying to do, let's see, play a game, process what I'm doing in the game, talk to chat, process what I'm doing to chat, talk to TikTok, process what I'm reading from TikTok. Is that 6 things? And then, you know, being entertaining. So 7 things. I'm doing at least 7 things. You know. You know, asking about the multi-stream thing too. Yeah, no, I mean, he is the one that set me up with the vertical streaming for TikTok, so it's a good point. Puppies going to homes where they will be loved and properly cared for. Trust yourself. Okay. Okay. Okay, Artsy. I'm saying that in a way of like, I'm gonna trust the universe. Okay? Everyone that I've mentioned that are likely getting these dogs, they're all good people. I've just been looking for things to be nitpicky about so I can keep them. But the reality is, like, if I just put my adult hat on, if I kept all 8 dogs, that's 8 vet bills, that's 8 mouths to feed, that's 4 more crates I would need to get when they're fully grown. That's 4 dogs that would need to get fixed. If you don't get fixed, you know what could happen. That's less space, that's more responsibility, and you know, Unicorn and I are hopefully one day going to have a little human of our own, a little Wizuni. So, you know, should the universe make that happen, that alone would, I have no idea, like, just how much work that would be while trying to take care of all these dogs. So I have to tell myself that, like, I'm already burning the candle at both ends, and that's the only way I know how to live. That's just gonna make it worse if I were to keep all these puppies. Okay. I'm gonna check this text from Unicorn, make sure everything is... Whoa! Let's see, hold on. Alright, hold on, Grant. Ophelia. Get to shine more, and that's going to allow us to manage everything just a little better by not trying to 4 puppies. Everything happens for a reason. Absolutely. Sell them here. That's a no-brainer. And thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for letting me vent about this situation with you all. Artsy, Destiny, Kildemo, Rock's Mom, Hen Farms, Linky, Chips, Sath, Cruddle, Sand, Ichi, Hrin, Nadia. You've been very helpful. It's gonna help. It's gonna help me. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go. Okay, that's it. I'm letting those puppies go. Just for the greater good. Time heals all wounds. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to get to a good progress point for Genshin, and then we'll probably wrap up the Genshin part of the stream at least. So what I mean by getting to a good point is just like seeing that I've ended the quest. I think we're almost there, right? And then, you know, we'll switch to something else. Thank you, Nadia. Seriously. Okay, I've started the recording again. The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore. Oh, I just tried to use my mouse because I'm used to playing on PC. I forgot playing on PlayStation.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
What?
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
What?
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
What? She's your father? What's happening?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
Shut up, Keldemo. How inclusive of them. Literally. I'm like, what? Then just say parent, I guess. I don't... What?
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
Listen here, street rat. We talking about Aladdin?
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
So this, father was only interested in Lenny's talents. Can't say I'm surprised.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
What?
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Wow.
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Villains! Villains! So what happened?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
I just want to say I'm mad that we're not getting to see a cutscene. Like, all these details that are being shared, imagine if we could have just, I don't know, Genshin, given us a cutscene. Come on, keep us stimulated.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
That is so confusing! You're saying father, and then you're saying she.
The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
What's driving me crazy is just tell me, mother. Like, even if it is a trans person that identifies as a woman, I would call them mother. I would not call them father. Oh, my head.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
It's not all in the past. The knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She
Why no father is a title? It's just a weird title. For the American in me. It's a weird title. You know? Like, it's weird to me. The title is weird to me. I get father's probably like the equivalent of like, you know, leader of the family or whatever. But it's just the Godfather. Oh, that'd be even more weird. Because it's like the Lord over all fathers. Family head. Yeah. Yeah. I just... That comes down to... That always comes down to the situation. Like how they're... Like if they're doing it like as an accident, Link, then yeah, it's okay. But if they're like doing it intentionally, like just because they're not accepting your identity, right? Then yeah, that's where we would have an issue. And whoa! Silverfire! I have to replay that because I had the alerts off. Cheese and rice. Hold on real quick, chat. Silverfire just dropped 5 gifted subs. Cheese and rice. Thank you. Let me make sure that just make sure that's working. Okay, yeah. Thank you, the patriarch. Exactly. If you're being Turvy, that's not cool, but this is okay. It's like a nun, you know? Huh. You're right. Right. It's the more like familiar I get with this story, the easier it'll be. It's just at first I'm like, this ain't making sense. I'm like, if it's she, then just call her mother or Lord. Like you use a term for me that makes it obvious so that I can understand that they are like the head of the household. The head of the household. You know, also Silverfire, thank you so much. Seriously, 5 gifted subs, that's $25 that they just dropped. Seriously, thank you. I appreciate you. You didn't have to do that, okay? We're just trying to experience some story and not go postal, you know? Exactly, I know. But yeah, let's continue the story and thank you. I appreciate you more than you know. Hopefully you understand that. Make sure that's paused. Okay.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine.
Bouffe de what?
And we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
All right, but just understand I still can't completely trust you.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
All right.
Bye, Linny.
All right. A twist of great magic. Let's leave this opera house. I'm tired of seeing it. I've been in this opera house for 3 days.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
I want to get out of this house.
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Yeah.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Partner? Yeah, that's right. We are partners, aren't we? So I was really only trying to defend Linny. I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Yeah.
Ah. I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all.
I mean, do you see her, Rock's mom? Rock's mom said, why does this girl have bodyguards? Because she needs bodyguards. Cheese and rice. And Literal Lily, thank you so much. I hope you are having a happy almost New Year at the time of this stream as well.
Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
We can keep investigating.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Woo! Sorry. Just, never mind.
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me.
Oh.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Absolutely.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Shut up, Pyman.
Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later.
Agreed.
Anyway, it would
No
just be a
regrets.
meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
I mean, really twist my arm here.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Don't steal my lines, Pyman!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right, then. Let's have our farewell meal.
Chapter 4, Act 1 complete! Yes! What an Archon quest, people! Unbelievable! Completa! That only took 3 days! Literally! Cheese and rice. So, we have finally joined Fontaine and spent the majority of it inside of an opera house because we went on trial to defend Lenny and Lynette, who are these magicians that we mysteriously or coincidentally ran into when we just made it to Fontaine, who happens to be a member of the Fatui, or members of the Fatui, which they withheld from us and only told us about it because Fiorina, the Archon, the Hydra Archon, the god of this region, dropped that bomb during the trial because someone had died in Lenny and Lynette's magical performance. So we had to become Ace Ventura detectives. And Paimon became Paimon Holmes. And we were able to crack the case because it turns out the person who was responsible for it all was a thief that tried to hide from everybody and caused the person, well, actually the real person was Lenny's assistant, who belongs to an organization that is up to no good. So lots of stuff going on. If you like story content, if you like open world gameplay, if you like free, if you like anime, if you like a game that is constantly getting support every single day and has been a global sensation now at the time of this recording for 3 years and counting, and the game that came out before it, known as Honkai Impact, is still a global sensation. And they released a new game this year known as Star Rail that is also a global sensation and won Game of the Year, Best Mobile Game of the Year. So the game developers, or MiHoYo, they're killing it. They figured out the formula to success, and they're just feeding us with more and more content, and there's nothing to complain about. So please, if you can, help me over the next few days with signing up and playing some Genshin until you get to rank 6 and get the paraglider, and you'll help me make some money. So with that being said, I'm gonna end the Genshin part of the stream, and then we'll switch to something else. So I'm just gonna temporarily stop the stream, okay? And then I'm gonna switch to a different game. So just give me a few minutes. That way I can export this recording straight to YouTube. I don't have to like split it up. Yeah, it is Saturday. Yeah. Perfect. So thank you so much. Love you all. Thank you. See you soon, or see you next year. Take care, everybody.